Hello again. This is Sophie, homeschooling work from home mom. I'm back with news of the Funnel Away Challenge. I'm on day 3 of week 2, which is day 8 of the challenge. I've been working very hard. Now, something happened today. At lunch, my eldest daughter Clara said, "Wouldn't it be fun, Mum, if we could go to this shop I love and just buy everything we want, and not care about the money? Wouldn't it be great if we had so much money that we could buy anything we want?" And this really got me thinking, and I thought, this is not really my dream. Is not really to be able to buy absolutely everything I want. Sure, it would be nice, but that's not really deep down what motivates me to make this work. What's more difficult for me is the financial insecurity. And thinking back, I realized that this goes back a long way for me. I've lived really with financial insecurity most of my life, and it all started when I was 11 and my parents separated and then divorced, and really all hell broke loose. And I remember that there was terrible insecurity that happened then, and in particular a lot of financial insecurity. My father was unemployed and had very little money. My mother had a very rough time and made some strange decisions which meant that we had little money on her side too. And I remember being so worried about the money that I would put coins under my father's pillow to help him out with the budget. I thought, if my grandparents would occasionally give me a bit of money, and I would think, okay, well, I can give that to Dad and that will help him. I remember going to the grocery store and having to buy food for us and not having enough money to buy everything that was on the list that my father had given me, and not knowing what to do, having to choose between, I don't know, milk and bread, and not really knowing what was most important, and feeling really worried about whether we were going to be able to afford the rent, whether we could stay in the apartment we had. It was really very difficult, and that sort of started a pattern in my life where I felt somehow I don't deserve to be looked after. I don't exactly know why. It was as if, because my parents couldn't really pay for some of the basic things I needed, I started to feel I didn't deserve that. And I started to be worried about money all the time and thinking I don't deserve to have enough, and I'll never have enough. And I just started to be careful with my money all the time because I was always worried that there would not be enough. And somehow this has been a pattern in my life. Fortunately, I then married and we've always had enough to live on. But somehow in my head, there's this really old insecurity that's been with me all this time, which is always, we have to be careful. And what if we suddenly don't have enough? And I've never really allowed myself until recently to think and to believe that I could have enough. And that's very, very tiring and very draining, really. Always being to be worried all the time that maybe there won't be enough, and always thinking I don't deserve to have enough. All this really changed in 2018. Suddenly, something happened to me, and I decided I've had enough. It suddenly started to dawn on me that I was allowed to have financial security. Something in particular happened last summer when our eldest son was home on leave from the Navy, and he actually fell off his bike and hurt his back. It wasn't a very bad fall, but it was bad enough that the next day he had to go to the doctor. Because he doesn't live with us anymore and he doesn't live in this country anymore, he doesn't have health insurance here. So a visit to the doctor can very quickly be expensive. And I was there worrying and feeling, this is going to cost us a lot, or this is going to cost him a lot, and how are we going to afford it? And I was having all these fears, really. And suddenly, I remember very well, I was walking the dog in the field. It was a beautiful day. And yet I had tears in my eyes and this anxiety in my chest, feeling, I hope he's not going to need x-rays. I hope he's not going to need to go to hospital because we're not going to be able to pay for this. It wasn't all rational. We would probably have been able to pay for this, but there was this deep fear. And as I walked, and it was, as I say, a really beautiful day, and there was no reason for me to be sad or like that, but I felt terrible. And I suddenly stopped, and I just felt, this is enough. I've had enough. This has to stop. I deserve better than this. I'm allowed not to be worried about money if my son needs to go to the doctor. And something in me clicked, and I started to feel, I'm just going to make this happen. I'm just going to change my life so that I do not have this worry, and I'm allowed to make this work. I'm allowed not to have this worry and this insecurity in my life. And it's as if it suddenly became quite clear that this was possible. I was not a victim anymore. I could go out there, make it work, make money, and not have this insecurity anymore. I don't know if this makes sense. But anyway, this is really how I started to work online and build this business. And of course, there have really been a lot of bumps on the road, and my biggest obstacle for me is my self-belief. I tend to suddenly regularly panic, and feel I can't do this. And again, it's this old feeling of I don't deserve it. For some reason, I think I don't deserve it. And the interesting thing is that this One Funnel Away challenge is completely changing this for me, because I'm part of a community of people who are doing this. We are all doing this together, and we all believing in each other. And Russell and Stephen speak to us in such a way that it's so obvious that they believe in us. And I'm there feeling they believe in me. I'm making this happen. And this is just wonderful. And the fact that I have to take action every single day, and this week going public like that, is so powerful for me, because I'd built the business already. I'd started working online already, but somehow I didn't quite believe that this was going to work, and I didn't really go public with it. Whereas with this challenge, I am going public with it. And that's not really changing anything practically. I was already making sales before, and I continue to make sales now. But But the difference it makes is in my head, because this is real now, guys. I'm telling the world that I'm an affiliate marketer. I'm working online. I am Sophie Bide doing this. And I would never, ever have done that without the One Funnel Away Challenge. I'm absolutely sure of it. Because I was too shy, I was too worried. It's just incredibly powerful for me to have people believing in me, and this is helping me believe in myself. I mean, I've done 2.5 weeks of this, because there was one pre-training week and this is our second real training week, and the change in me is astounding. It's incredible. So if you're interested to join, there'll be another challenge starting in a few weeks, I believe. The link is below this video. Click on it. You will not regret it. It will change your life. I'll be back with more news in a couple of days. Thanks for listening. Bye for now.